Welcome to the Director's Cut podcast, a part of Storytime Radio Show. In this podcast, we will feature stories that didn't make the final cut for the live radio show, but they're excellent stories and need to be shared. This story was submitted for the Ode to First Responders episode. The poem, Ode to Kelly, My Old 911 Operator Neighbor, is written and read by Reenie Fetters. Later in the podcast, we hear from Washington County Emergency Management Director Evan Clyburn. He shares some important life-saving tips on being prepared for disaster.
People don't think of 911 operators as first responders, but they are. This is an ode to Kelly, my old 911 operator neighbor. My beautiful neighbor, so caring and bright. She works for 911, but never overnight. It's a special job. She has extra information to get emergency services to save human lives in perpetration. Kelly works at a job she can never leave, no matter how much her heart's worn on her sleeve. Kel's medical needs keep her on days. Type 1 diabetes is wicked. One must keep certain ways. Before her glucose pump, she had no clue her heart had a stutter. Awakened in her sleep, Rumi's dog, all aflutter. Licking her face with that sweet diabetes breath, that dog in her house did save her from death. When she called 911, words were a slurry. Colleagues recognized the number and sent an ambo in a hurry. The thing about her, that is quite a sin. She can never switch jobs due to the cost of insulin. Even when the burnout hits, Kelly needs insurance she can never quit. The half-Cuban güera, I love my old neighbor. She's an incredible hostess and cook. With a smile on, she labors. When her home got burgled and I stayed overnight, her window was busted. It was a terrible sight. We camped in the living room while nodding off and on, through thick and through thin, her attitude, bar none. While knowing the importance of life and death, she's faced at work and home, and this crisis called meth. Though not in person, crisis still packs a punch. I just hope it's not too bad right after lunch. When a caller's in shock, she asks to put a child on the phone. They're much better at giving info, talking as if they're all grown. During the pandemic, Durham's entire 911 team had COVID and was out. Raleigh 911 picked up those calls without any pout. Calls came in so fast and steady. Tough toenails, people. Emergencies don't care if you're ready. When I call 911, she's always professional, recognizing her voice. It's easy to make my confessional. I wish her less pain and suffering. She's adorbs. Kelly, my old 911 operator neighbor, who I miss and adore.
I guess, what are some basic tips you give people if they do find themselves in a natural disaster situation? Things you wish people I must be okay. I need to do this. I mean, I know some things are there's very different scenarios, but just kind of good basic ground rules.
I guess the way it landed, September is actually the National Preparedness Month.
Okay.
So we put out lots of tips. But the biggest thing I tell people, especially given from the wing and things, if you find yourself in a disaster where you're going to have to exit quickly and all that, make sure you have copies of everything.
Yeah.
Copies of birth certificates, driver's license, insurance policies, and then all the normal stuff. Try to keep flashlights, a weather radio is an easy tool to keep. People don't think about the radio very often, but we use the radio during the storm to put information out. Sometimes you have to go back to the basics for things, and that works. But Just keeping that, keep like a week's supply, maybe your essential medications, put together, like, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You're kind of limited by your imagination and budget, but just basic stuff like that. I really push for people to keep their, copies of their license and insurance things. Because in the event of some kind of disaster where you unfortunately lose everything, at least if you have that on you, that helps speed the process a little bit as far as filing claims and kind of getting things back. But the biggest thing is just be aware of your surroundings. If you're going to go to a large event or whatever, just be familiar with the roadways, where your entrances, exits are at, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to scare anybody by no means. There's myself and all my public safety partners and stuff to ensure that everybody's safe and secure, so go enjoy yourself. But just have an exit strategy in case in severe weather. And, keep an eye on that. Weather's a big thing nowadays.
Yeah.
And so like we've seen, it ever changes.
It changes very quickly. Yeah.
So just basic essential stuff, like a battery pack for your phone, keep it charged. Just easy things. And you can find a lot of those all on the website. I post stuff every day on it.
That's good. Thank you for tuning in to the Director's Cut podcast, a part of Storytown Radio Show. Check in next month for more stories. Storytown is supported by the Tennessee Arts Commission, Trivia with Buds, Terry and Sandy Countermine, Gary and Sandy Degner, McLeod Organics, the Wild Women of Jonesboro, and Wolf Development.